months ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Can it really be a fit opposition or put up a fit fight to the formidable BJP? Salman Soz, National Spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. We also have Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson BJP. Rashid Kidwai, our political analyst, to join us in just a moment. All right, we have him. Salman, I'll start with you, though. As much as we see the India Alliance, showing commitment to meet for the fourth time, we still don't see differences between regional partners or rather regional partners with the Congress ironed out. Fourth meeting, but yet no leader, no convener, no seat sharing. Discussions are left raw and open-ended. It's barely 3 months. How are you going to make up?
I think what you're seeing is basically we have a very diverse country and we have a very diverse polity. But despite BJP's attempts to make everything uniform in this country is a very diverse country. And we have to make sure that we take everybody along. That is what the India Alliance is about. India Alliance has, partners, major parties from around the country. And all of us have to work with each other with a lot of respect, because we have to respect each other's points of view. And that takes time. And I think that is okay. Well, I think the BJP...
It's barely 3 months. Sorry to interrupt, but barely 3 months. You knew the complexities of it. It wasn't easy to bring all parties, all regional satraps together on one platform and hope that everyone's going to be on the same page. It was a task. You took it up as a challenge, but now you seem like you're on a weak wicket.
No.
Delays in the pace, delay in making decisions, delay in forming an actual core committee to coordinate between the alliance partners. What's the delay really all about?
No. I think this whole narrative that is being spun in the media is about, to my mind, some of this is orchestrated, unfortunately. But if the BJP and its supporters feel that this is going to help them, they should be happy. But as far as we're concerned, we have to take...
if you say it's orchestrated and if you say this is cropping up in the media, why don't you clarify for us? Have you got a leader in place? Do you have okay, let's not even get to the Prime Ministerial phase. Who's the convener? Is there someone to coordinate between the alliance partners?
If the questions are going to be longer than the answers, then that means you really want to debate yourself.
No, go on, please.
If you want me to respond, then you have to give me...
Please do.
So the point is, nobody should have any worry as far as our alliance is concerned. If our alliance succeeds, we'll be extremely happy. If it doesn't succeed, then everybody who supports the BJP should be happy. But this will take painstaking progress. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be simple. But this is necessary because we need to take the country away from the direction that the BJP has put it on. And that may take as much time as is necessary. But ultimately, I think we will come together because we have to mount a challenge to the BJP. And the only way we can do that is by being in this together, working out any differences that may exist. And of course, there will be differences. And by the way, the alliance does not have to compete in every election in every state in a uniform way. That is not what an alliance should be about. It should be about strategically contesting this election where it makes sense.
All right. Now, my only word was that the lackadaisical approach with which the India Bloc is moving forward to fight the Modi government, which is a juggernaut now. They're formidable. You see their strategy. They're war horses. They won the Hindi heartland. And to match that, if you're going to drag your feet, then one only wonders how far of a competition you'd be able to put up.
No, I think that is unfair. Nobody has a lackadaisical approach to this because we know the challenge in front of the country. Everybody understands you look at almost 150 parliamentarians suspended summarily as if it is nothing. So we know what the challenge is. So I think there is no lackadaisical
that should have given you a shot in the arm to come together seamlessly.
But we are together. We are together.
All right, Salman, let me take that to Sanju Verma. Sanju, this is an opportunity, it appears, for the BJP. How do you see the India Alliance members coming together to put up a fight? How would you what is your perspective on Mallikarjun Kharge being presented as a face, as a prime ministerial face for the India bloc to match Modi in 24? Please go on.
Thank you, Nabila. And I'm not going to hold any grouse against you for asking me lengthy questions. Please feel free to do so and ask me as many questions and subsets within that. You're welcome. Mr. Soz had a rather lengthy intervention. I need only half the time to make a very coherent point.
On, yeah.
My first point is this. There's this very interesting article I read by Arun Puri dated 25th August 2023 in India Today, where just after the biannual Mood of the Nation poll, after the results were out, this is what he had to say. He says, and it will take 10 seconds to read out just the gist of what he wrote. Narendra Modi pulls off what few other world leaders have managed. He banishes the near universal factor of anti-incumbency, and his popularity rankings defy the law of gravity. The MOTN survey for August 2023 says 52% feel Narendra Modi is still best suited to be the Prime Minister, and an overwhelming 62.7% rate his performance as good or outstanding. Also safely above his nadir of August 2021, when even in the aftermath of the harsh COVID, his popularity never fell below 54%. That is Arun Puri saying that even at his worst, Narendra Modi's popularity was 54%, and at his peak, it is now currently anywhere between 76 to 78%. In August 2023, it was 62.7, 63%. But moving beyond the numbers, I always say politics is not just about arithmetic, politics is about chemistry as well. And I've often heard Rashid Kidwai say this too, despite us not agreeing on a whole host of issues when we've been on a debate together. My limited point is this. On the one hand, you have the Modi juggernaut. The chemistry is there, the leadership is there, the organizational structure is a behemoth. It is present, the Panna Pramukhs are there, the Booth Pramukhs are there. But in the case, on the contrast, in the case of the Congress-led ... alliance, let's be very honest. I would like to repeat what JP Nadda said. Kahin ki eat, kahin ka roda, Bhanumati ne kunba joda. Na aapke paas neeti hai, na aapke paas niyat hai, na aapke paas neta hai. You don't have a bona fide intent. You don't have a committed leadership. You don't have a national convener at this stage. You don't have a common minimum program. You do have one thing. That is, you're bound together, all of you, the 25, 26, 27 or 28 odd parties. This fractious alliance has come together driven by only one factor. The binding glue is the visceral hatred for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and nothing more, nothing less. But is that going to work at the hustings? Because even as per the Mood of the Nation poll, while Rahul Gandhi's acceptance rate post the Bharat Jodo Yatra rose from 14% to 16%, a mere 2 percentage point rise. And the MOTN poll said the BJP will win 287 on a standalone basis and combine 306. Don't forget, this was before the BJP sweeping victory in the Hindi heartland. Just give me 10 seconds more. And I'll tell you why the Hindi heartland is important. The Congress can crow about the fact that, oh, our vote share is intact. Finally, elections are won on the basis of winnable seats and not just on vote share. Because by that logic, even we could have patted ourselves on the backside and said, oh, but in Himachal, our vote share actually rose marginally. Oh, our vote share was intact at about 36%, so in Karnataka,
well,
but we refused to do so.
There's got to be some positioning. You got to spare them on that. You got to spare them on that front. You won the Hindi heartland, so you won the Hindi heartland. Let me take that to Rashid Kidwai as well. Sanju, I'm going to get in Rashid Kidwai, our political analyst. Mr. Kidwai, here, as we see across the nation, and like Sanju Verma pointed out, Narendra Modi and the BJP seems to be a popular, he is the popular prime ministerial face in India, globally. And so to really topple the Modi government at this point in 24, you got to really need a miracle, if I may say, and I may call that a miracle. But the way we see the India Bloc alliance partners dragging their feet and making key decisions, including seat sharing, which is one of the most crucial. And let me be clear, and we all know that this is going to be a tough task. Seat sharing isn't easy. Many of the regional parties are dominant in their respective states. The Congress is still looking to, they've got to agree to cede ground. So ego clashes, all of that was expected and known. Nitish Kumar started off the first meeting back in June. It's been 6 months and no consensus on any front.
Yeah. So I think, Nabila, it's very clear that the BJP under Mr. Modi's leadership is a favorite for 2024. But that doesn't mean that a contest is not in the offing. There is a doctrine of necessity that is driving. There is no ideological compatibility, etc. among India alliance. It's going to the chaos will continue till the very last moment. But this doctrine of necessity is forcing, opposition parties, regional parties, as well as the Congress to close ranks and come together. There are a lot of bargaining, there are a lot of posturing is happening, and the real task of India alliance partners, the major partners like Mamata Banerjee, Kharge, M.K. Stalin, Nitish Kumar, and all, and Sharad Pawar is how to manage contradictions. So BJP has a, prima facie, it has a big advantage. But that doesn't mean that contest is over. I mean, if there is a seat sharing thing, then I still feel it's workable. You recall in 1977, when a means of communication, etc., were very limited. Most people were actually in jail at that time due to emergency. And when they got out, within less than 3 months, they got their act together. So this time and age, there is still time. People can work the seat adjustment, election management mechanism, etc., have a convener. Some kind of beginning is there. In Kharge's choice, it's very interesting that nobody is opposing it. People are resenting it, but because the caste profile and etc. is such that nobody is questioning Mr. Kharge's candidature, which I think is a proxy, because we'll see.
And nobody is questioning Kharge's candidature. He could be the fitting face, but what about the common minimum program or a common blueprint with which they've got to go into actually fighting elections already? The Ram Mandir is a big calling card for the BJP. The inauguration is barely in 20 days. What does the India Bloc have?
Yeah, so when we say that, the BJP under Mr. Modi, is a favorite, has a lot of advantages, all these factors come into play. But remember, the regional parties, have been doing well in 2014 as well in 2019. It is the Congress party that is the Kamzor Kadi. So if Congress can cross, 100 Lok Sabha seat mark, which I think it is at this point of time, it is very difficult to achieve. But if they do this, then of course, some kind of game is there. So yeah, all those challenges are there. Nobody is denying. But remember, Nabila, you see, Lok Sabha elections or whatever democratic elections are always have a have a possibility of bringing some kind of surprise. What it would be, we have to wait and watch.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened in 2004. Parties fought in elections on their own, and finally, after the BJP won, we believe, then they got into an alliance. Salman Soz, do you believe that that could be one of your approach, since you're not able to seamlessly iron out differences beforehand? Maybe an alliance post-election?
I think there will be an alliance. I think there will be a very strong alliance, because you see, you have to understand that our alliance has some extremely powerful parties that have joined the Congress in this endeavor. So this is not a one-party thing. This is a lot of significant players across the country. And by the way, we talk a lot about Prime Minister Modi and the advantages that they have. Of course, they have the media, they have the money, they have the institutions, and pretty much they are throttling Indian democracy. But remember that even in the last election, when they really did very, very well, they got 37% of the vote. And by the way, if you really want to talk about some big-time juggernauts, you could talk about Prime Minister Erdogan in Turkey, who had 52%. And even then, he was in danger of losing. And here you have a party that has 37%. And I think they're beatable. I think this whole idea, despite all this, despite all the institutions, despite all the media, despite all the money and the big business houses, they're eminently beatable. And I think the alliance is taking shape.
Well, that's what you say, and you don't need a lot of money. You don't need the. First of all, you say that they have the media. I beg to differ, but you don't need that kind of bandwidth to come up with a solid strategy. A strategy can happen without money, without support. It just needs It just needs partners to come on the same page. But a quick word, many of your alliance partners are springing surprises. Mamata Banerjee says Kharge. Nitish Kumar is upset that he's not been taken to the conference. He's the man, Nitish Kumar is the man who started off the alliance, the meetings in the first place for the India bloc. But he's been kept out of decision-making altogether. He's quite upset. How are you going to convince him?
I think this is the kind of narrative that is being that is being spun around so that the BJP wants to create dissensions basically, but that's not the way it is. We have very senior leaders.
So you're saying Nitish Kumar is not angry?
No. Wait a second. We have very senior leaders in the alliance. Kharge ji is there. Nitish ji is there. Lalu ji is there. You have.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll take that to Sanju. Sanju, go on.
Maybe there's a lot of frustration on the other side.
I heard Mr. Soz. They say it's never over till it is quite over. And that especially holds true in the case of politics. But, I'll tell you why Narendra Modi factor is unbeatable and invincible and infallible and unputdownable and unstoppable. The reason for that is simple. The fact that there is no leader today who is as towering as Narendra Modi when it comes to personal credentials on the corruption front being impeccable. I remember I was on your show with your other colleagues prior to the Chhattisgarh results being declared. And I remember on the exit poll day, everybody said it's going to be a close fight in Madhya Pradesh between BJP and Congress. It's going to be a close fight in Rajasthan. But in Chhattisgarh, the Mahadev Act case is not even a pertinent issue. And the Congress will sweep under Baghel for the second time in a row. But the limited point I'm making is corruption is always a big issue. Lawlessness is always a big issue. But I will just end by saying this. You gave a rather lengthy intervention to him.
Well, I have very 30 seconds, Sanju. You've got to wrap up in 20 seconds if you will.
News. Can I just finish, Nabila? Thank you. The big news today is this, Nabila, that Samajwadi Party's Akhilesh Yadav has categorically said if Behenji Mayawati and the BSP are made a part of the ... alliance, Akhilesh Yadav and his Samajwadi Party will stage a walkout of the alliance. On the other hand, Stalin and some other netas from the south took a jibe at Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav when they spoke in Hindi at the December 19th.
We're very well aware, which is why this debate, we're very well aware of the differences that have cropped up within the alliance members. We heard you, Sanju, and that's precisely why we're having this talk here today, and that's why my many questions to Salman Soz and limited to you. But Rashid Kidwai, a final word, if it is doable, if they do not come up with a seat-sharing pact by 31st of December, do you believe that they're able to put up a fight? In 10 seconds, if you may.
No, I think seat sharing formula is the only solution for them. Otherwise, they're going to be utter chaos. There are professional agencies and individuals like Sunil Kanugolu who have done this kind of exercise. It is for the alliance partners to come together and give their thumbs up and go ahead.
This alliance is over even before it started.
Sanju Verma, Salman Soz and Rashid Kidwai, really appreciate your time for joining us. Well, you have 2024 elections barely 3 months away, while the BJP has multiple things to boast of in their 10-year stint. Will the Congress and the alliance partners of the India bloc manage to put up an alternative narrative to topple the BJP? We're going to watch very closely. Thanks for watching.